of it. Incredible edible. I'm glad I've practised that. It rolls off the tongue now, yeah. So, tell us about some projects that are coming up. You mentioned something that's coming up at Whittaker Park, for example.
Well, yeah, we have, something we're very excited about, Whittaker Park. The council gave us a plot of land in Whittaker Park, which is just next to the museum.
Oh, yeah.
In front of the wall, there's already a disabled ramp there and some... a couple of beds, and we're tarting that up a bit, putting some raised beds in, starting to plant.
Because is this the time of year to start planting?
This is
things?
the time to start planting. That's right. Yeah. In fact, I'll come on to something else in a second, actually. But there was an animal enclosure, which unfortunately the council are having to close.
They had to close it down.
And the council are hoping to sort of elongate the Incredible Edible theme into that area.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, the patch in Whittaker Park, we started planting on Wednesday, doing it every Wednesday afternoon from 3:30 if people want to pop along.
So it's open to volunteers to come up and have a bash.
It's all about volunteers.
And learn about how to plant things, how to put them in properly, and where and how far apart and how deep and all that kind of thing.
That's right, and feel free to pick it as well, and have a taste,
So what kind of things have been planted?
Well, I say we've only just started planting this week.
Right.
We've been planting we've been growing the seedlings at Stubby Lee greenhouses.
Ah, right. So you kind of started them off there.
That's right. Yeah. And over the next few weeks, we're going to be putting sort of more established plants in there.
And what kind of things are you putting in?
We'll be putting herbs. We'll be putting vegetables. There's actually a herb garden that somebody else has put next to the museum, which ties in quite nicely.
Yeah.
But it'll be small fruit trees. It'll be vegetables and herbs. Stuff ideally that's perennial that'll keep going, but just needs maintaining by people who just want to walk past and tidy it up.
Looking after.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the aim with this is that we will open this officially in July, on the 20th of July. And our
when it'll kind of be in full bloom, if you like.
Hopefully, yeah. And our patron, who is Christine Walkden, who's the resident gardener on the One Show, and she's been on Gardener's World, Chelsea Flower Show.
A very well-known name, yeah.
That's right. She's agreed to come up and open it for us.
That's good. Good.
On Wednesday the 20th, and that's actually just after the Rossendale Fair as well, which is the previous weekend.
Right. So we'll make sure we promote that between now and then. A bit nearer the time, we'll remind people of that.
That'd be super. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. But what's happening with people? Kind of how can people work this into their own gardens or their own plots?
What we'd like to do and sort of launch, if you will, now is what we're calling Incredible Edible Gardens, and we'd like people to agree to later this year open the garden up and let people have a little bit of a wander, controlled, I'm sure, but just have a look and see what people have grown in the gardens, and again, just spreading the word of growing your own self-sufficiency, if you like.
Get for themselves an idea of what can be done within your own patch,
and community spirit as well. Come and have a look at my garden, and we'd like to launch that now because obviously it's going to take people, several months to have things going.
Yes, to get it going. And this is across the whole of the valley.
Absolutely, from Helmshaw right through to Bacup and beyond. Anybody within Rossendale.
We can even be heard in Sharneyford.
Really?
So rumour has it, yeah.
That's right. But it's not just a Haslingden project, it's not just a Rossendale project, it's the whole of the Rossendale Valley. And we want everybody to get involved, and help out.
Listening with the long-term weather forecasters yesterday, they're saying we're in for a good hot summer. Good. They believe. Good. Yeah, I believe it when I see it. That's right. I think we know it's summer because it's warm rain, but never mind. But if you're growing, you want that rain, don't you?
That's right. That's right. And we already have sort of several sites at the moment where we started planting. We have a couple of planters at the old library in Waterfoot.
Right.
We had some fruit trees donated by the Woodland Trust and the Royal Horticultural Society, which were planted in Edgeside Park. That's quite difficult to say, is that?
Yeah.
Which were planted in Edgeside Park and at Haslingden Link. So we've places popping up all over the place.
And I just wouldn't have thought of growing fruit trees and things and growing your own fruit around here. You just don't think of doing that, do you?
But if you're going to plant a tree, in the public, why not plant a fruit tree?
Yeah, absolutely. Off you go.
That's right. Just go for it. Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be interesting to see how this develops.
Very much so.
And presumably, if people are not sure, I know just before we finish in a little while, we'll give all the contact details and websites and things.
Yeah.
But if people are not sure, can they come up to Stubby Lee and say, "Look, I fancy doing this myself. Can you give me some guidelines?"
I'm sure they could if they got in touch with us. We have a website which I'll give details later on. But get in touch. I'm sure you could come and have a look round. We're not guerrilla gardeners. We are very organised. We get permission from people where we plant.
Yeah.
We work very closely closely with the council.
Some guerrilla gardener.
You know,
it conjures up quite a picture, that, doesn't it?
It's maybe an idea, actually, isn't it?
So that's brilliant. All right, let's have a break for a little bit more music.
Yep.